Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Obsessive Compulsive Gaming. I am the Obsessive Compulsive Gamer, and this is my review for Christmas Mutilator. So dear viewers, this particular video game released for consoles this very day. And I know exactly what you're thinking, dear viewers, because I'm psychic like that. You're thinking, OCG, you oh so talented chap, you, who occasionally likes to dress up as Santa Claus, and have very attractive foreign male strippers give him a lap dance. Just what the hell is this video game? And I'm glad you asked, dear viewer. This is one of those VHS-style PS1 graphic horror video games that just so happens to be heavily inspired by 80s slasher movies. Probably most notably Silent Night, Deadly Night, because that also has a killer Santa Claus in it. So let's review this horror video game as quickly as possible. I have an appointment with a foreign male stripper at 5. So like I said, this has that VHS PS1 graphic filter, and I don't know exactly what it is, but that never fails to unnerve me in a video game. Just something about how gritty and homemade it feels. Makes me feel like I'm playing through an actual snuff film. To go with the unnerving visuals, we also have a rather fabulously unnerving soundtrack. And this also never fails to unnerve me. This is a rather slow burn video game. In the early parts of the game, when you're looking for firewood or exploring the forest or moving through the house, I kept thinking that something was going to bloody jump out on me or sneak up behind me. And that was because the soundtrack was so bloody scary. And not just the music, you understand, but the sound effects themselves. But that just meant that when something actually frightening happened, it took me by surprise and had me screaming more profanities than you would hear in your average pornographic film. And this being a horror game, I'm very happy to report that the game does have some of those very, very unexpected jump scares that seemingly come out of absolutely nowhere. So I suppose we would call them very unpredictable. I also really enjoyed the game's overall narrative, which you can get more insight into by reading all of the notes that you find scattered around the place. Yes, I did find the eventual killer reveal to be incredibly obvious, but it was still nice to piece together maybe why they're doing this, what their motive is, what it's got to do with our character. The game also has 6. That's right, 6. Not 5, not 7, 6 different endings. And it is rather fun to try and get all of these endings. One of which, if you're incredibly intelligent like I am, or if you look up a guide because the game's been out on Steam for about a year, you'll be able to unlock within the first few minutes of the game. And while this might not be the longest game in the world, you can probably play through and unlock all of the endings under 2 hours maybe, or even under an hour if you use a guide that you look up online, because after all, the game has been out for a year on Steam. You can mess around with the different filters in the game. You can even change up what the killer's mask is. And of course, if you don't use a guide, you're probably going to get a lot more gameplay out of this than I maybe did. But of course, I totally didn't look up a guide. Ha 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 ha! Anyway, therefore I have absolutely no hesitation in declaring that Christmas Mutilator is pretty ooky spooky. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, another review from yours truly. If you enjoyed this little review of mine, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't enjoyed it, well then feel free to give me a thumbs down. But please remember the single most important thing I always tell you, dear viewer, and that is to always stay obsessed with gaming. Are you still here? Oh, you must have really enjoyed this video then. In that case, you had better subscribe to the channel and check out our other content. Otherwise, you're a booby pants, and no one wants to be a booby pants.